at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya.
Welcome. Thanks for coming, everybody. All glories to the assembled devotees.
OGEbeats.com.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jesus Prabhupada. 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 Gauranga Nityananda. Nityananda Gauranga. 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Okay, we'll chant a little japa together here now. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Ram, Hari. For those new people that may be coming here, so we're chanting this mantra, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It's a spiritual experience, not a religious one. Spiritual, spirit elevation to awakening our spiritual consciousness simply by this simple chanting. It's really wonderful. It's changed my life and so many others, especially in this association. So if you're new here, just listen to the chanting, and if you want, you can just join in and just feel for yourself, experience for yourself the results. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Be right back here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna, my Lord. Oh Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Nityananda Nityananda Shri Advaita Nityananda Nityananda Jesus Srila Prabhupada Nityananda Gauranga Nityananda Gauranga Nityananda Gauranga Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. If anybody wants to come on, you can. Hey, Lily. Thank you. I was walking today. I passed by one of these, these places on Sankirtan that I usually go. They have the tequila, And so one guy who worked in the tequila place came up to me. I wasn't doing Sankirtan. My battery went down because I was going to, but my battery on my phone went out. And so anyway, it was Krishna, And so this guy, Mexican guy, comes up to me. He told me his whole life story practically. He said, "I see you over here coming up and down the road." And he says, I see you. You have this aura." He said, "I see auras." He says, and he said some Mexican name. I don't know what it is. He says, "You have this kind of aura. It's very special." He said he studied with a shaman for years, and he went to a seminary school to be a monk and a Catholic priest, and he was ready to go, but he studied the Bible, and he lost a little faith. He says, "There's something wrong in this Bible." He saw some, that I said, "Yeah, it's been messed with." And he picked it up, He said he's like a real seeker of truth, And so he went to and studied under a shaman in a jungle. He married this woman who was from a shaman's family in a jungle, they're really wise person. He said, and I just broke up with this lady, and it was so fantastic with her because she was so wise and enlightened person and everything, and we just did something happened, and I said, "Oh man." I said, "Don't worry." He said, "This is good. This is the Lord setting you up for this is for the ultimate relationship. Yeah. The ultimate relationship. You'll find true love that will last forever." So that was the truest you can find in the world, And I said, "Are you can come and join us on Facebook." He says, "I don't have a phone." And so I don't go on Facebook. He said, "I'm going to get one today. I'm going down the I'm going to get a phone. I'm going to go." He was so eager, man. Krishna, see, just one by one, serious. You could tell this guy, when he connects, see, he's the jewels. These are the jewels, the ones they really, isn't it like in Bhagavad Gita, those who are seekers after the truth are the best? Yeah. So it was really nice, it's just like, that's how it is. Yeah. So, yeah, even the Lord, when he was here, oh, good. I'm thinking. I didn't know. I wanted to turn the music off. Oh, it's different music too. Yeah. Yeah, always let me know if that, because usually I don't. I just forgot because I don't have the headphones on. I don't hear it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Yeah, even Lord Caitanya, with all the masses, the masses would sometimes come and see him, but it's always like with Jesus, all those masses that came to see him, they were just those 11, one by one they came. Okay? With Lord Chaitanya, was the same. He went to the masses, and he said, you could read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says, and then there's only two there that he spotted. He said, "I came here with all these masses just for you two, mainly. The other, they just sow the seeds and they come in some other life. Yeah. But I came for you two. It was Rupa and Sanat, or yeah, probably Rupa and Sanatan or Anupam, one of those two. Same. Mm. So what do we read? Chapter 20 in this book here, chapter 21. Mahaprabhu chastises Devananda Pandit. All glories to Sri Vishvambara, the life of Nityananda. Let's see. The master of Gadadhar Pandit and the Lord of Advaita, Acharya. He is the most charming object of Srivas and Haridas. He is the most charming object of Srivas and Haridas Thakur's love. See, love has to have an object, right? So, divine love has an object, just like material love has an object. So that's what the Lord wants to give us: love of God, prema, so that we can be happy and free and liberated from the cycle of birth and death really easily. See, He wants to give us His life. See, like He's the life of Nityananda. He's the life of Nityananda. See, Nityananda is in Him, and the Lord is in Him. That's the self-realized position. These are the kinds of persons we need to associate with in this world, and they're very rare. Who have the life of God in them. What did Jesus say? I have life, and I can give it to you abundantly. That life. See, He gave His life. See, His life. His life was God, the true Lord. His life was true love. See, that attraction for the Lord. People need to know this, otherwise they're lost. Haridas Thakur's love and the revered object of the revered, and the revered Lord of Gangadas, Pandit, and Sri Vasudeva. May the Lord be glorified along with His eternal servitors and associates. See, again, everything is essence. This is what we need to learn, is the essence. What are the scriptures actually saying? See, may the Lord be glorified. Alone? No, along with His eternal servitors, and show and teach their importance and how to identify His eternal associates. See, give the right directions. People need it. See, and that's how you do it. You glorify the Lord along with His beloved intimate associates. See? Because they're in the mode of pure goodness. See? They give us happiness. And the Lord is very happy when they're glorified because it's His life. See? So this is like an exclusive family affair. Otherwise, people, if you're trying to teach this level, you cannot mix in the glorification of those who might be really good people and everything in the modes of goodness or passion or any of the modes. See, it misdirects people, because if you're here, we're here to deliver people, right? We're here to liberate souls. So they have to know the essence of the method. May the Lord be glorified, the transcendental Lord be glorified with His transcendentally situated devotees. Right? See? Simple. There's the path in a nutshell. There's Guru Tattva. There's the real disciplic line. Now all you have to do is figure out how to tell the difference between the beloved associates of Lord Caitanya and those who are faking it till they make it. That's actually, people that are doing that. The idea is they're going to fake it until they make it. As we advance, then you'll advance also. Better get the real deal. Where are the beloved associates? What are their qualities? Why? Well, isn't that the reason to be taught Krishna consciousness? So that we can understand who Krishna really is? who his real devotees are, the intimate associates, what the real meanings of these great souls when they say only the Father knows the Son and the Son knows the Father. You see how the Son has identified the Father. And otherwise everybody is seeing the illusion as the Father, which in the broader sense is truth, but it's they can't get purified beyond who they've identified God as. If you identified the Lord, or you think the Lord, you've identified him only in the such as a good person, a person who does good deeds. And I'm going to go to heaven where there are all these other goody two-shoes doing good deeds. Have you really identified the real nature of the Lord, or just the nature of the Lord and his associates in heaven, in the material mode of goodness? See, that's why this is a rare teaching. It's in the book. That's why I love these verses. Yeah, because it's all about the rare truth about who God really is and who his really intimate devotees are. And then if you can identify, it's like, okay, what does gold really look like? What does it look like? What is its composition? And if you don't know, how won't you be faked out by things that look like gold? Fool's gold looks very shiny, but it's worthless, has no real value. Gold is wealth. Now it's the same thing and 1,000 times more important. Real gold, better than that, 1,000,000 times more than that, is the devotee of the Lord. Now you've found gold, because like that you become free from the cycle of birth and death. Like that you get to know that great mystery called God. You can understand his nature. You can become part of that nature. Okay? And if you can't identify, you see why we have to spend time to identify the true nature of the Lord and his devotees and how important they are and why they're glorified together. Yeah, Lord Caitanya appears when the devotee appears. Otherwise, you got a false conception of the Lord, even if you have these books. See, God is Varnashram Dharma. That's the real path. Yeah, that's what I see in the book. Okay? The devotees are voted in by the other GBC managers. They're your gurus. They're your deliverers. They can take you back to Godhead. Or their idea, see? So that's not, see, the real God is the real guru in that sense. Guru Tattva. The Lord is all these truths as it is, even Guru Tattva. He, in the sense he's the guru, simultaneously one with the guru and different. See, the Lord has his body, transcendental body, and the guru or the devotee, the one who is a real associate, also has their body, and the Lord has his body, and they play together, they communicate, they commune. They have all these fun things. Great activities together. Glorifying the devotees, glorifying the path, glorifying the real Krishna. No matter that thousands of people's opinion different, who cares? I don't care. That's not fun to agree with people who don't know the Lord. What's the fun in that? Better to have a little friction, man. Better to be different by knowing the real truth and preaching the real truth, and let those who differ from it, let them have a little friction with you. Let them curse you a few times. So what? At least, we're playing ball. Getting something done in this world. Otherwise, the mind is always, oh yeah, the religion, the gurus. That's why this guru's waiting his whole, this Mexican guy working in a tequila shop was probably waiting his whole life just for our meeting. because he went to the monks, spent 5 years. I mean, that's a long time in the seminary. And then goes and studies with a shaman in the jungle. That's a serious person looking for the truth, man, Not satisfied until he found it. But he saw, he knew something special here. And he's I'm going to get that phone, man. I want to get on, I want to check this out. That's called eagerness. That's all you need, to openness and eagerness to the truth, to find out, is the truth really there? The other people, they think they're on the real path and they preach the words. Oh yeah, you must really seek a real spiritual master, and you really got to examine them and all of that, but they don't do it. They preach the words, but they don't do it. See, they don't even know what it is. See, so some people just do it intuitively. Like this person, he said, yeah, he's not conveying, he wants to see, there, let me check it out. Let me see if you know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's honest. I like that. I like the mood like that. So one can easily attain pure devotion by properly hearing the wonderful pastimes of Lord Caitanya. See, properly hearing. Hear them properly. Hear them from an experienced devotee explaining them as they are. Properly. That's proper. As it is, proper. Making note of the important points. With the key words. The hints of these acharyas when they write these books. To the devotee sees, they catch the hint. And then they explain that most people don't catch. They can't figure it out. You have to be empowered to catch how these devotees, they're in codes, everything. This is all codes. That's why I don't get very far when I read anymore, because I feel inspired to explain. I used to just chant the verses, but now it's a little different. I come across too much. I see too much now.
Please do.
Yeah, you know how it is. Huh? You just every word, every sentence has deep meaning. See, one can easily attain pure devotion by properly hearing the wonderful pastimes of Lord Caitanya, and that's how it works. That's why people easily attain love of God here, by properly hearing these pastimes by a proper spiritual master. Don't you see how I'm properly dressed? Don't you see I have all the proper signs? See, proper is deeper than a clothesline. See? Proper means, hey, are you a real associate of Lord Caitanya? Do you have the symptoms of that? Yeah. Do you have uncommon Krishna conscious understanding because you're a real associate? Can you prove it? You have uncommon spiritual ecstatic love for God? Can you show it? Or are you ashamed? Or are you kind of lying at people, Are you just know they know something, read it, and then you say, oh yeah, I have that. Or infer, oh yeah, but I'm not supposed to show. Isn't that amazing? The people who can't show this ecstatic love, they're the first to say, oh, you shouldn't show it. Well, who are you to tell a devotee who has ecstatic love whether they show it or not? What kind of authority you have? You don't even have it. You can't have the kind of wisdom and understanding of God that an ecstatic devotee has. Just no way. See, it's like that verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita where Lord Chaitanya said, or Krishnadas Kaviraj says, Krishna's looking at Radharani. Wow, she loves so much because of the strength of her love. she knows so much about me. He wanted to taste that love so he can taste that understanding, that deep understanding that she had, that he couldn't even understand because she had more love than him. Because that's her field, that's her thing. He could taste the bliss because he's Krishna, see? But only in that form, that mood of a devotee, to be really close to that mood. He's close, right? Because he's tasting all of this stuff through everybody, even through Radharani. But to really fully taste it, he had to come as Lord Caitanya to be really be embodied with it, Like there's a little distance because he knows he's over there and she's over there. He wanted to be her. He wanted to be more close to that mood. That's greed, that's eagerness. See, that's what you can get here. Some people have it. They want to be close to that mood that the devotee has for Krishna. It looks really interesting.
Actually, it's a real lack of understanding. If they see somebody with symptoms of ecstatic love, if they see those symptoms, they should immediately accept him as a spiritual master. If they have a little bit of intelligence, because they should know he knows more about Krishna than anybody else.
Yeah, they're just not clear. People are just not clear about the standard. They think some other standard is there. The standard is those who have the deepest ecstatic love for the Lord have the deepest understanding. That's why the gopis accept Radharani as the chief, because she has the deepest ecstatic devotion for Krishna in a mature stage. And therefore she knows more about Krishna than even the gopis do. That's why she's the chief gopi. See? And you have to use the standard of ecstatic devotion. If you don't, then you're just proud. It's just pride and all that. So you read a little bit now there, Lita. Continue on.
Okay, thank you, Guru Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta May the Lord be glorified along with all his eternal servitors and associates. One can easily attain pure devotion by properly hearing the wonderful pastimes of Lord Caitanya.
Isn't it funny? The most powerful way is the easiest way, and the less powerful way is the more difficult way. You would think it's nothing. You got to usually work for something, no pain, no gain, that type of thing. But actually, the easiest way, this way that's being taught here, is the most powerful way, and the true shortcut. And the way the Lord wants to make it easy in Kali Yuga, because look, you know if you're going to continue on this path, it's to be as austere as Vaishnavas or any religious. They heap all these rules, regulations, and all this stuff, without the taste, really. Not with this transcendental taste. Maybe you get taste, maybe you get a position, maybe you get a wife, but it's still material. A husband. A temple command. Yeah, or money. Yeah.
Propagate the Maria way instead of the Martha way.
Yes, yeah, exactly. The do. Yeah, it's difficult. This is the easier way. But you get the baptism by fire, though, too. A lot of people run away from that. They don't want to, experience the pain and the because it's coming out. They usually repress and suppress. So anyway, those who are ready,
But the fire also enlightens, gives a lot of light.
yeah. Well, the fire is a clean. It does everything. Cleans house and
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 movement.
allows room for the spirit, more spirit. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
The residents of Navadvip, they saw their Vishvabhara performing his infinite pastimes with Gadadhara Pandita, Nityananda Prabhu, and others. One day, the Lord was out walking with his associates. He decided to visit Vijarada Maheshwara, who lived near the dam on the Ganga, right next to the place. There's an echo.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Right next to this place was the residence of Devananda Pandita, an equipoised Brahmana scholar who was aspiring after liberation. He was learned, renounced, and from his birth unattached to material life. He was also a teacher of Srimad Bhagavatam, but unfortunately, devoid of any devotional fervor. People praise him as being well versed in the Srimad Bhagavatam, but factually, he was not acquainted with the real essence of the Bhagavatam. Within his heart,
Yeah.
there
You
is
see, there's two things there. One, he was studied. He was like a scholar, studied Srimad Bhagavatam. He taught Srimad Bhagavatam, talked about Krishna, just like now. But he was devoid of the devotional fervor. Fervor means passion, the ecstatic love. He was devoid of that. See? Therefore, he couldn't understand the essence. See, so that we're teaching the science of self-realization is basically don't learn from a Devananda Pandit anymore. See, find the devotee who knows the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam and all these books because they have ecstatic devotion. This is the standard. Hey, Lord Caitanya was teaching the standard 500 years ago. That's been lost. Now they don't use that standard. They have a scholarly standard. They basically turn out Devananda Pandits. You see, and the Lord actually chastised him, just like he chastised him with the truth. Here, this pastime. And from that, he became a real devotee because nobody would, his students couldn't chastise him, teach him differently, and he couldn't do it himself. He was caught under the false ego, thinking he was a great teacher. See, so Lord Caitanya, out of mercy, pointed it out. See, like some people, they tell even now because I'm pointing these things out. Well, the pastime points it out, and look at the great result. And when I started pointing these things out, people become transformed. I know it's unpopular to tell people the truth, unpopular to convey the pastime of the Lord as it is, as it's right there, right in front of everybody's face, and to act in the way that Lord Caitanya did towards people like that believe that illusion is the truth. That you can be, basically Devananda Pandit was a guru. He had disciples and students. And I'm sure they were going, oh, Gurudev, please deliver me like they do, right? And the Lord says, this guy is bogus. He has no ecstatic devotion. I say the same thing to every one of those persons in the group. There's no fence there. No, we just take down the fences. This is called truth. Yeah, if you have ecstatic love, you're a real guru, real possible to be a real guru. because you'll know the essence. As a matter of fact, you'll love this preaching. You'll think, oh boy, I wanted to say that, man. Boy, you just took the words right out of my mouth. If you're not saying that, there's some contamination there for sure. Yeah, you see, I'm just telling you with the same thing. Practically, who can point this out? Who can point out that is a big obstacle for people? They think, oh, the Devananda Pandits of this world, which there are many, these thousands of gurus are like that, and they're not even as good as him, actually. The guy was renounced, austere, sincere, told the truth, but not quite good enough because he didn't have the mercy. It's all about the mercy, man. It's all about getting that ecstatic love. It's all about being with ecstatic devotees who have real devotion to Krishna. It's all about that. They have the right understanding. Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Yeah, they have the real knowledge. Bhagavad Gita 10:10, word for word. They have the loving ecstasy to deliver others. Bhagavad Gita 10:10, they're the ones. You go to those counselors first, and then the inner counselor is awakened only by their association. The inner counselor, you need the outer counselor. In the Lingo of the Vaishnavas, chapter 1 of Adi Leela, what does it say? It said, by the mercy of Krishna, you get Guru, and the spiritual master is the external manifestation of the super soul in the heart. See, they make it more clear how important these things are. They're experienced devotee. They're engaged in the confidential service of the Lord. They're shouting from the rooftops, dancing on the rooftops with the fiddle, like the fiddler on the roof. See, so pastime. See, Devananda Pandit is a wonderful pastime. Points out the essence of the truth. The essence of the truth is, if you come here, you'll learn the nature of a real devotee and what real devotion is and how important it is, how it gives the perfect understanding to find the personality of Godhead and become like them. The love of God, it becomes in you also, just by their association and only by their association. That is the lesson for the Vaishnavas. Only by the association of a genuine person who has the real mercy of the Lord Caitanya. With that mercy, what does that mercy mean? It means ecstatic prema bhakti, prema, devotion, devotional mellows, a real authentic relationship with the Lord. It's transcendental, true blue, true love, true love, true love. What does that look like? Tears in the eyes, laughing, having a nice picnic with the Lord, eating food, that kind of food, the verses. Elephant in the room, come on. We're going to get people, these blind people, to see the elephant in the room so they can be delivered out of this hellhole, man. Go ahead there, Lily.
Yeah. People praising as being well versed within his heart. The latent devotional feelings for the Lord had not stirred. He still had not attained the eligibility to perceive the transcendental truth of the Bhagavatam.
See that? Yeah, his heart was. Read the sentence. Read what you said over again.
Yeah.
Just
within his heart, the latent devotional feelings for the
see
Lord.
within the latent. See, the dormant was not stirred. Therefore, he's teaching like a scholar, and that's weak. Matter of fact, he couldn't get. See, this is the secret. People think I'm going to not commit the 10 offenses, but it is so hard not to, because the one that is the deal breaker is to blaspheme the Vaishnavas who are propagating the holy name, the whole name, all over the world, like here, the real holy name. They can't get over it because Devananda Pandit the devotion, that pure devotion, has not stirred in his heart to help him recognize that offense. See, so he just was a scholar, and he had the masses of devotees, Vaishnavas, they go to people like him, and they can't get over that offense towards the pure devotees, because naturally, see, when they come out, like Lord Caitanya came out, like his devotees came out, right? And they criticize. See, right? Srivas went to his class, Devananda's class, and he heard the Bhagavatam, and his heart's feeling stirred, and tears came to his eyes. And the student said, "What is this guy disturbing the class?" And they dragged him out, and Devananda Pandit just stood there. "Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, he's disturbance." See, didn't defend the devotee, did nothing, didn't say it, just let him drag him out. So the Lord remembers that because he's in the heart. He knows, and this is years later. Yeah, and he makes his comments. See? And his comments were not popular. You'll see. Go ahead.
Uh-huh. Despite his study of the Bhagavatam, he was not situated in devotional service. There is echo again. Only.
Yeah, you see, not situated in devotional service. But he doesn't say, see, devotional service can be Vaidhi Bhakti, and the other is Raganuga Bhakti, which is or spontaneous devotional service. So obviously he's saying because he was situated in Vaidhi, he was fasting and doing the Brahman thing, and he celibate even, and he studied the Vedas and taught them. But he was not engaged in pure devotion. Go ahead, Lily. What?
Well, here is written, not situated in devotional service, while previously they write that he was a Brahmana schooler and blah, 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 but not situated in devotional service
Not
because
situated
it
in
means
pure devotion. Yeah.
It means pure.
Yeah, it means pure. And people, they don't make that distinction. See, the book is written devotional service. He was situated in devotional service.
Yeah.
You see, but you need to make the distinction. Otherwise, you don't know where the real path is. Lord Caitanya came to make the most subtle distinctions. My preaching here, our preaching here, is to make the most subtle distinctions so people can find the real path quickly and not dick around. You can go your whole life, 40, 50 years, studying in ISKCON and all these groups, and you don't come to understand the distinction. Because they don't show it to you. There are no shows. They don't teach about it. They speculate on it. And then they come, and to prove that they're an illusion, they come here and say, "Oh, Gaur, you're an illusion. You're teaching wrong." See, that proves them wrong, actually, because, we know what we're talking about, and you can't see it because you're blinded by some material problem. It's usually envy and jealousies and competitiveness. That's the last snare, actually. The last snare for the devotees. That's why I'm working so hard. And you see the sweating, man. I have to sweating, to work so hard to deliver these people. It's like, doing a cesarean birth. They don't want to come out, They want to stay in the womb. You got to cut them out. Grab them. You grab get that head out of it. You got to grab it. You might make a little dent in there, but that's okay. You just got to get them out. Otherwise, they don't. No, we don't want to stay in the womb. No.
Pull them by their ears.
Pull them by the ears. That's what Lord Caitanya was doing here. He was pulling Devananda Pandit by the ears. You'll see. Go ahead.
You've got to do pure devotional service yourself to see what actually has meant, to see those codes and those hidden things inside. Otherwise, you don't see it yourself.
See it. That's why the devotees have to make comments to bring the people's attention. Then you can see it. First you got to hear it from a devotee and who realizes these things. See, remember, what did Jesus say? Only the Father knows the Son, and the Son knows the Father. See, the Father is the true conclusion in this book. Okay? And the son is related to the father, or the friend and the friend, they're transcendentally situated. And the son or the friend of Krishna can reveal the true nature of his friend to others. No one else can, because they don't know the true nature unless you have this. You have this kind of blessing, or this consciousness, this level of intimacy with God, the true Lord, who reveals these things to his devotees. That's why, I was preaching this stuff for years, and all these so-called wise Vaishnavas, they couldn't understand. Even in the Raj group, they didn't understand my preaching. It's like, what are you talking about? No, it's not like that. Only as of late, the last few years, they're starting to somehow or other. And they say, yeah, my guru is like that, but their guru isn't like that. I'm not talking about Narayan, but some of these later ones. They're not like, but they think, because it's kind of an imitation thing. It imitates all the way into religion,
So subtle.
Show us. I mean, is your guru like that? Okay, let's chant together. Let's see. Because spontaneous devotion, if when you call the Lord and you're really connected, intimate, the Lord comes and satisfies his devotees. The devotee just wants to be with the transcendental Lord, wants to rendezvous. That's Vrindavan. They're always rendezvous, meeting morning, afternoon, and evening. See, and then the Lord has this little side thing, in the dead of night with the gopis, while everybody's sleeping, even in Vrindavan, they're all. And then he's got the most intimate part. But that's the part he showed. Here he showed, he showed that as Lord Caitanya. He showed that to the people, the most intimate, loving affairs. He was showing. Look, we got a whole book about it, man. Anchalila, man. It's all about that mood that he had with the gopis, that relationship that everybody, even Vrindavan, were sleeping. And he was out there dancing with the gopis, kissing them, all these intimate things. But they're not material, so don't, if anyone gets understand, I'm not saying. No, these are transcendental, intimate things. So he showed these kind of affairs, and we also are showing, more and more. That's what pisses people off. They don't like it. They don't like it. Too bad.
Can't follow anymore.
More for us.
Yeah. They can't follow anymore. That's why you can't associate with them intimately. It's not possible. You can't spend the whole evening with them. It's not possible. If you can't talk about Krishna with each other, finished.
Yeah, I mean, it's boring, Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have an intimate relationship with God, and then you're with people who don't care about that. They're satisfied with mundane things or mundane life, and that's why, hey, so I get bored.
And bring you back to that toddler level all the time.
Yeah. Demigod stuff, even. I don't even like that. No, this is for connoisseurs.
Yeah.
Greedy, spiritually greedy people. If anybody tells me, oh, I got another path, I say, well, good, okay, go ahead. You're not greedy enough. Keep on looking.
That's because they don't know this part yet, because otherwise you can't say that.
Yeah, well, this is how you know it. You got sometimes you stay distant from it, and you find out what you miss. You get it. It's like you find something and you kind of know, but then when you're separated from it and kind of cut off from it, you start to learn, discover what you lost.
And if they don't feel what they lost,
Oh, so, what do you do? There are millions of
Interest.
living entities. There's zillions of living entities. This whole universe is filled with zillions upon trillions living souls. So what are you going to do? You just help the ones that are, ready, wanting. I'll spend time with people who want to, like this guy. I talked to him a long time. Eager. I like to be with eager people. I mean, he's ready more. And the others, you just sow a few seeds and they'll come. Everybody benefits. They come when they come. Could be later on this life or another life. Yeah, whatever. Chant and be
When
happy.
you have a new friend.
Yeah.
Only Krishna
It's like
knows what
it's like you
often.
can't always make a sale. We're selling. We're salespeople for God. And we're here to make a sale. But you can't always make a sale. Jesus couldn't always make a sale.
No. Only a few are chosen. Many have been called, only a few have been chosen.
Yeah, like there's a chosen, starts with a chosen messenger of the Lord, and then the chosen people come. They're chosen also, and they, Krishna says, "I'm seated in the heart of all living entities and direct their wanderings." It's nice. I mean, it's like you let go of the responsibility and let the Lord. He's the one. He's in charge. We just go in. It's like a salesman. You got salesman to make sales has to go out and do selling, right? So the result is up to destiny, and so here it's up to the Lord who comes. Sow the seeds and yeah. Go ahead.
Only Krishna knows what offenses had caused such a mishap.
Yeah, and although we know, because it's explained in maybe even in this part, but in the 21 hours of ecstasy, it was explained what it was. And only Krishna knows, because Lord Caitanya commented on that. Nobody understood that happened, but the Lord is a super soul. And in the 21 hours of ecstasy, he was showing his omniscient position. And he said, "Oh, Srivas, you remember that time when Devananda Pandit was speaking about Krishna and your heart melted from hearing the names and pastimes of the Lord, and then you started to cry, and then the students thought you were disrupting the class, and they dragged you out, and Devananda just stood by." See, this is what the Lord is remembering here. This happened years before. Years before. And so he's remembering that now for the benefit. So otherwise, Devananda Pandit wouldn't have understood the offense and the problem. He didn't quite accept it at first. He went, became morose and left, but must have thought about it, because Lord Chaitanya was getting popular now. People were taking notice. They said, well, maybe he's seen, and then so anyway, so Devananda Pandit got over the offense by serving another pure devotee, Vakrashar Pandit. He just became attracted to the devotee. So by the mercy of Krishna, you get guru, right?
Yeah.
So that Krishna was there in Lord Chaitanya, and the mercy was the chastisement. The chastisement, and it led him to the devotee. Same thing happened to St. Paul. By the mercy of Krishna, Christ, he got the association of devotees. He said, Christ appeared, chastised St. Paul. He was Saul, I think, or somebody at that time. Saul, yeah. And then he said, go to the devotee. Sent him to the devotee, and the scales came off his eyes. Yeah, he still couldn't see, he was blind. It's a metaphor for how everybody's blind. And by the mercy of God, the Father or the intimate friend, you get the spiritual master who takes the scales off your eyes by hearing. See, you hear from that devotee and then your scales come off. And then you could see clearly now the rain is gone. All the obstacles are not in your way.
Wonderful miracle. Yeah.
Yeah.
By some unknown coincidence, the Lord, with his associates, was passing by Devananda's house while Devananda was lecturing upon the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Vishvambara, the super soul in everyone's heart, and the absolute, omniscient, supreme Lord overheard his explanations, which were devoid of reverence to the process of devotional service.
See, again, devoid of explanation of pure devotional service. He was teaching Vaidhi. He was talking about Krishna. Naturally, he's talking about the rules and regulations. See? But so I'm here now, on the order of Prabhupada and Krishna, to do that, to say, hey, you Devananda Pandits out there, your explanations of Srimad Bhagavatam are devoid of the explanation of pure devotional service. This is why he pissed people off. They don't like it. Well, doesn't matter. I'm here to please the Lord. That's why he came. That's my order. I got the order to speak like that. I'm just repeating what he did, same pastime. And they react in the same way. They become morose. Oh, what is it? No, we're gurus. We're real. You know? No, I'm sorry, man. Your explanations, if they're devoid of devotional service, which I hear practically, if I turn on YouTube, I hear all their explanations devoid of reference to pure devotional service. All Varna, Ashram, Dharma, all rules, all fastings, all regulative things and programs and all of that. See? Who's going to point it out? They can't point it out. Their disciples can't point it out. Therefore, it takes many lifetimes. But Mr. Unpopular Gauri Das points it out. Even my disciples sometimes, well, maybe you should become more friends with them. Well, this is how we do it.
We are just pleasing the Lord by telling the truth, even by calling those names. I feel that I'm pleasing the Lord.
If they react like that too, because they're getting purified. What if Krishna didn't jump? See, people were getting poisoned in Vrindavan. They were drinking from the Yamuna, and Kalya was in there poisoning. See? So this is metaphors, my friends, for the deeper truth, and I'm here to explain them. We're here. My Lord's here, otherwise I couldn't explain these. He shows me all this stuff. I love it. You know, I like this, and I like to pay it forward to my friends, because this will deliver you out of illusion. Because so many people are getting poisoned. The river Yamuna, the people in Vrindavan, it's not they live on physical things only. They live on speaking about Krishna, hearing about Krishna. Yeah, that's their water of life. And so the Harikatha can be contaminated by non-devotees. So Kalya was a non-devotee and was poisoning that river of Harikatha. That's what practically happens here. If you want to understand the pastime, this is how you understand it. People they're speaking the water for the devotees. Many devotees want Krishna, but what they hear is poisoned by speculations. And they're deviated off the real path because the devotee is not authorized guru yet. They're like the Devananda Pandit. He was much better than any of these gurus. The guy was austere and he was humble and peaceful and all the Brahminical qualifications. But it wasn't enough, just like it's not enough now. I'm here to teach to get people through. Because if you don't understand these pastimes, then you go on accepting the obstacle as the truth. No, you got to hear the obstacle is an obstacle. You got to see those who are against ecstatic devotees that were like Lord Caitanya 550 years ago, and they're here now. You got to hear that the obstacle is to believe those who don't really understand what the goal of life is by personal experience. Their heart doesn't melt in ecstasy when they chant holy names. Tears don't come to their eyes. They don't laugh like madmen and women in the joy. They're the Devananda Pandit obstacle, and so many millions are caught in it. We have the possibility. I'm shooting for the rhinoceros because it's a possibility to liberate millions of devotees in this life who are caught in that obstacle and have no hope to get out of it on their own because their guru is like Devananda Pandit. He needed a little help from outside. He needed to be called on his shit, basically. And that's this preaching here. Calling people. Yeah, a lot of people not going to like it, but it's true. People will be morose like he was morose hearing that truth. He didn't like it. Unpalatable. When you're attached to illusion, you believe in illusion, you believe in the illusions even your disciples are promoting about you. Oh, Gurudev, you're so great. You're not so great until devotion awakens in your heart. Pure love of God. Now that's something great. Because the God is great, because he has devotion, right? The devotees are great simply because they have ecstatic devotion for the Lord. No one else is really great in this universe unless they have love for God. It reveals the greatness of the absolute truth. Otherwise, you're more or less an illusion. Doesn't matter how many people glorify you. If it's not the truth, it's not the truth. The truth will set you free. What I just said here is so truthful, it'll piss a lot of people off. Even in our Sangha, they may not agree. Like, why is he so heavy? Why can't he just accept the gurus as they are? Well, my Lord didn't accept. He came to preach pure devotional service and give it to the world. Why should we do it any different? What, am I better than Lord Caitanya to preach something different? No, I don't want the chastisement that Murari got because you're such a great guru there. Yeah, you got no ecstatic devotion. Yeah. Let everybody continue to worship. Yeah. But not even give them the chance. At least you may continue to do that. Maybe you disagree with his opinion, but at least people get the chance to change the course. This could change the course of your life. You can attain God and Krishna and Vrindavan in this very life. If you hear the truth and your heart is saying, wow, somebody's hanging the friggin' light out for me. Thank you. Maybe you get 1 out of 1,000, but you saved a soul a lot of trouble and bewilderments because nobody has the power to point out the truth. No one is an intimate associate of Lord Caitanya to point out the truth. That's all I'm doing. I'm just explaining what he did. He was a little uppity about this, and why should I be any different? He emphasized the point. Go ahead, read on. You'll see.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
Enraged.
See, enraged. You think this is rage? This is nothing. I'm holding back. And you don't know what you heard of the pastime Nrsimha.
It's a lion.
That's the Lord. Lord Caitanya was a lion. Enraged. You'll see. Go ahead.
Enraged by this, the Lord said, "What does this foolish man say?"
It was like kind of like this. What does this foolish man say? Now that's enraged, right?
Yeah, but I have neighbors here.
It's a sweet lady, I'd leave that to me. I'm the vinegar, man.
He is completely ignorant
Completely ignorant. Go ahead.
about the essential teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam.
That's right. Isn't that amazing? This, what we do is so much this verse, and why Krishna keeps me ecstatic every day, even though I'm mean, ornery. Eh? Because you get the essential meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the truth, man. Thor's hammer.
Feeling angry now inside as well. So, what
Oh,
does
you're feeling it, huh?
what right does he have to speak about upon the Bhagavatam?
What right do these gurus have to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam if they're devoid of spiritual ecstasy? See, now, does that hit home a little bit? Is that a little more relevant for 2023? Now, any of you gurus out there that have real devotion, there should be no problem. But here's the problem, because I know. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Hardly one of you has it. That's only giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Those who have devotion, they say, yes, Guru Hari. Right. And the others, they will be pissed. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of Sri Krishna. And the ultimate goal of the Srimad Bhagavatam is devotional service to the Supreme Lord.
Yeah, you see how the Bhagavatam is the personification of Krishna in a book form. If you present it with speculation, are you really getting the real picture of the Lord? That's the problem. See, you don't get it. But only a devotee can communicate that to you. You got to be of the stature of empowerment, like Rupa Goswami. Him too, but Shukadev Goswami, who heard, and Maharaj Pariksit heard the Bhagavatam from him, and in 7 days he went back to Godhead. He was ready. He was that good. Just like Lalita, after 7 days, 5 videos, she ecstatic devotion awakened. That's your deliverance. You know, the little stuff that in between there and now, that was nothing. Now it's over, it's finished, right? Not bad, huh? Not too much time. Just gone, free. Yeah, and hey, like that. Go ahead.
The Vedic scriptures have declared that the Srimad Bhagavatam unequivocally establishes the sublime importance of attaining a loving relationship with the Supreme.
Isn't it amazing? This is our message. This is the only friggin' message we've been preaching. Exactly what the Lord's heart we're preaching. And we get so much people hating us for preaching what the Lord preached and wants to be preached again. Oh, Lord, make them understand, please. God, forgive them. They know not what they do. See, loving devotional service, all about that. It's about prema bhakti. See, it's about the real path. It's about bhakti lata bees. It's not to be a big name and fame and everything. That's why that path is out there. Yeah. And this path is here, and only for those who want to be added to to hear the real message of all these books is love of God, a loving relationship with God. You could see it's demonstrated here and not over there. Not in any of the groups I've seen. They're all no-shows. It's all questionable whether they have it. They can't show it. They don't want to show it. They say, oh, well, and all this. But anyway, the bottom line, it's hidden. The real path is hidden. See, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur said, the devotee removes the brambles on the path of pure devotional service. All these things thrown on top of it. It's like these devotees 550 years ago came and they had it, the path uncovered. They took all the garbage off of it. Then they go, then the garbage is piled back on it. And the garbage is everything else that is not the real pure devotional service and glorifying it. They glorify austerities instead. They glorify to attain Krishna by your sadhana siddha, by being perfect by all that you do, all your do's, and all your don'ts. Lots of do, more do than the don'ts. You got to keep them busy, man. Keep you busy because you got to work for them, So you do too many don'ts, you're not going to be working.
That's why they feed you.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be a little less strict on this because he give you lots of food, man. You got to pay your stay. Yes.
Lots
Earn
of
your way back.
calories.
Yeah, they didn't give me so many don'ts when I was there. They said I had a good worker, man. A lot of do's. Yeah, go out there in Sankirtan, man. Go sell those paintings, man. Yeah. Oh, don't worry, you're a little slack on anything. Don't worry about it. Not so many don'ts. But do a lot of do. Do. I was 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for 5 years till I burnt out. I was like
Without any result.
No, just a good lesson. There was no. That wasn't food. See, I already had the awakening from Jesus. Even it's once you get awakened, the only real food for you is the conclusive truth and ecstatic devotees or ecstatic devotion awakened from the conclusive truth. So Vaidhi could not feed this. It just, this ceremony and to be around people who have no faith in ecstatic love. Sorry, it doesn't do, So I was like in a jail, or a waiting room. I was in there waiting, just in I was more like a jail for me. I couldn't get out. I couldn't figure out the problem until the end, until I finally, had, the problem was better to leave for me. Their situation is different. For me, was better to leave and be alone because gradually, and when I got Prabhupada's books again, it all came back. But as soon as I got in their association again, because it's a Vaidhi level, I started to lose it.
Yeah.
See? And so that was the let. So, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So better for me, it's better to be alone with pure devotees, even in the books, because I already had the ecstasy, and it would awaken. And boy, it was great because I just spend time with alone, and Bhakti Vinod taught this. I came across a verse. He said, if you're awakened to devotion, better to be alone and do your bhajan until the Lord sends you proper association. So I did that, and I was fine. It was great. I love, people that are awakened, you'll come to learn it's better to be alone than to be with those who are non-devotees without devotion. It doesn't add to you anything. If anything, it gives you problems.
Yeah.
They turn on you ultimately. They can't help it. They're in Maya. Even Vaidhi Bhaktas. So that was the lesson. And I did bhajan alone. And look what happened. Ultimately, by and by, the Lord sends, this comes out right. Go ahead, read on.
The four Vedas are like two pots of yogurt, which was churned. Is converted to buttercream, which is the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this yogurt was churned and served by Srila Sukadeva Goswami and then relished by Maharaj Pariksit.
That's how it is. Do you notice that is the happiness of a speaker of Bhagavatam, is to relish the verse? And the ones who are sincere followers and disciples, well-wishers, they love hearing that. And they both make advancement that way. And only if you have Lord Caitanya in you, awakened, can you appreciate the talks. That's why you say you get Bhakti-lata Bij from the gurus, who is more mature in their understanding of Krishna and their ecstatic love, see, and their conclusiveness. And you get that attraction through them, which you develop. It's like you got a new mother and father, and you're getting fed by them, and then it grows in you, and then you'll look in the books and you see everything that you're through, so you become more mature, and then you do that for others. They need it. They have to see. That's what I learned too. When I to be the guru, I didn't at first. I accepted, and then later on, I thought, well, maybe this isn't right. I started speculating. I'm not really qualified. I thought, I'm not qualified. How can I be guru? Let me go to somebody. Let me give the responsibility over to somebody. I go to Narayan, make him guru. I go to the Radhakund Babaji's and make them guru. Didn't work out. I needed to learn the essence, which is the teachings in these books. It's the order of the spiritual master, which is the active principle of spiritual life. And I realized, so I just should have just followed the order of Prabhupada, regardless of my thinking, am I not qualified? Of course we're not qualified. Nobody's qualified anyway. But do you have the order? Yeah. Because that activates everything to work. It makes the qualification. It makes everything. You're just following orders. It's kind of like in the world where the person is a servant of their masters, and say like the demons. Elite demons are in control. So these nice persons, I'm telling you, a lot of these policemen and soldiers, nice. They got families, children, nice. But they get an order from the demons that's actually against people. That actually is only coming from a person that's very contaminated, and they follow it. What happens? They become contaminated. They become like monsters, little monsters, like their masters. They don't know it, and they think, "Oh yeah, it's okay to hurt people and hurt, all this."
Poison.
They poison. So the opposite is true. You become like well, I'm just following orders. See, you become like the orders you follow. And if they're divine orders, I got divine orders from Prabhupada and Krishna. So I become more engaged, more purified instead of polluted. So it's kind of the same thing. Just follow the orders. What order did you get? Some people, they don't also, they have, it's like, wow, that's a big order, And then there's the fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Oh yeah, they want to be gurus. See, they want to grab that. That's what happened in these religious groups like ISKCON and all that. They immediately go to grab the head of the snake, which is to be a spiritual master and get people to worship you. It's like you wrap a cocoon of the false ego around you, and it's very hard to break out of that. You just go grab the poison. When you guru, you're better than the president of the United States. People bow down to you. People give their lives to you, give you all their money, and you go from being just a very poor person that you have no real karma to get anything, and you go from that really poor person to a really rich person, and you don't even deserve it. You by hook or crook, you got the position. See, and it's also sort of true even, when you're divinely engaged through the parampara, you're also not really qualified to have such a high, like I'm not qualified to really, to be a guru and spiritual master and get people bowing down and calling me Maharaj and all these titles. But it works. See, it works. I'm protected. See, because I'm following orders.
It's Krishna who tells us to give you those titles.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Well, yeah, and it's okay because see, I'm following orders, and Krishna protects me from taking all that karma from you guys. I get karma from people. It's this ecstatic devote. Krishna, the mercy of the Lord, keeps feeding. Keeps burning it off. Yeah, and otherwise, there's no way to do that. You look at some of these gurus; they're miserable. They become really. Some of them become really bad because of all the karma heaped on them. So anyway, the Lord, just following the orders, because it's a divine order, it's really true, and it works. See, this is what I learned. It works. See, as people say, who gives you the authority to be guru? I said, well, I got the order and I follow it, and the results show. Krishna's showing people are coming.
disciples.
Yeah, touchstone effect. People are becoming ecstatic devotees. So it works. So why would we give up something that works? Regardless of whether I feel qualified. Of course, I tell everybody I don't feel qualified. I'm just nothing special, man. I have no ultimate. I'm not as austere as any Narayan Raj or there's probably Radhakund Babaji's and Narayan Raj and his followers, his gurus, are much more austere than me. Much more, but they don't cause the result that's caused here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They prove it's not
They're
about that.
empowered with austerity. We're empowered with the bhakti. So what did Jesus tell St. Paul when he said, because he was like, God, I have these weaknesses and I'm doing all these amazing things. I have these weaknesses. And Jesus said, oh yeah, we just keep you humble, man. My strength is perfected in your weakness. See, his strength. This is the big lesson. The devotees carry. This is very subtle, and it's so great when you carry the strength of the Lord, because He is the life of His devotees. So that keeps me understanding how things work. Because sometimes He could He did that to Arjuna. He just cut him off from this. All of a sudden, he couldn't defeat even the ruffians. These weak guys, they stole all when after Krishna disappeared. Arjuna felt like he lost his strength, and he couldn't even defeat anybody. He was just weak, and they stole all the queens, and so they just stole them away. These dacoits. He couldn't even defend them, and he goes to Yudhishthira, and you know what he did? See, Krishna was teaching him how to worship in separation. So he comes weak like this, and he thought, man, I've got no life anymore. Krishna's gone. It's finished. And then he said, yeah, when I was on that battlefield at Krishna, and he started to remember Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna said to him. And all of a sudden, all his strength, this is all, you can check it all in the Bhagavad Gita. All his strength appeared again. He was as strong as ever, if not more, in separation.
Yeah.
It's all remembrance. Devotional service in separate. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's a deep one.
Yeah. The gopis, same thing with them.
I read it today.
Yeah, Krishna with the gopis, he leaves the gopis, and they became more ecstatic in separation by remembering. They started to remember, oh, Krishna, we use it. And people think, oh, look how much they're suffering. They're rolling on the ground and crying towards it. That's a kind of ecstasy. It's even deeper than the being Krishna being there.
Yeah.
It heightened their ecstatic love.
Yeah, those who couldn't leave the house were so in deep separation that they left the body because of the ecstasy that came out of that.
Well, no, they didn't leave the body. They burned up the material form. See, it burned up their material attachment to the material form.
Oh.
See, they
I thought they were really.
No, they didn't. It's no. The leaving the body means you leave the material body behind, even though you got and the body. They see the material body becomes like a shell. It becomes like a housing, just like you got a house. It's just a shell. You know, you're living inside the house. That's not really you. That's a devotee. A real devotee with so much ecstatic love. They realize, oh yeah, my spirit is in this house right now. I'm here to preach, do taste, power up, you know, do devotional. Yeah, see, it becomes very apparent that you're not the body. No, not 40 years of the I'm not body class. You know, because the Lord has burnt up your identification with the body. So that was so strong. And that happens here. You could see people, their material bodies are burning up. They don't leave it that way. The material identification with the body, that's the pain you feel. Oh, you know, where's Krishna sometimes? You know, it's like, oh, he disappeared in a cloud. See? So that you leave the body. You leave the material body.
It's like an out-of-body experience.
Like that, yeah. Well, it burns up. I mean, they could leave the body, but why would you leave when the pastimes of the Lord are there?
I don't know.
You know,
It
no,
was
no.
written.
Yeah, it's written, but you got to understand the codes.
Mm.
See, think about it. Krishna's there, and so they couldn't get out because of their parents, you know, basically how they left the body. See, if they were eager enough, they would be able to leave. But part of that that resistance was the burning. You know, they were still held back, and so it burns up the body. And then the next day, they're more free.
But sometimes when I experience this in a lower level than them, of course, but when I can imagine a little bit of that experience, it is like leaving the body.
Yeah, well, you leave the material body.
Yeah, you because you're not aware of body and world, etc. anymore.
Well, yeah, you see, it burns up. See, there the fire. They even says it explains it. It's they burned up in the fire of separation. You feel it's like a burning of the contaminations of this
Yeah,
identification.
yeah,
Yeah, even I know when I chant, sometimes it's like I can't connect. You know, I feel like where's it? But I feel this eagerness, you know, and that in itself is that eagerness. It's a devotional ecstasy of
yeah.
wanting overcoming whatever obstacles there are to meet with great, and then it appears, you know, and just yeah. So it's just yeah. So
But even
yeah. So it just doesn't, you wouldn't leave the body when Krishna's, he wouldn't, yeah, you
no,
leave, it burns up the material body. That's the main thing. And then the next day, the gopis are still there. And probably there's less obstacle for them to meet with Krishna, whichever ones those were. It's like here, it's all an illusion. Even in Vrindavan, it's a divine illusion. All the things, Tila there, you know, all these things are obstacles to deepen the devotion of his devotees. Even here, that's why I tell devotees, you have this obstacle, that no problem. That'll help your devotion. The obstacle is the teaching, is the teacher, especially. Yeah. You know, I think that's enough. I think I got to rest my voice.
Guru Maharaj, can I ask a last question?
Oh, of course, yeah. Keep going, yeah.
Even if in the deepest moments of the communion that I ever had with the Lord, there is always a desire. The desire stays always.
Desire, what kind of desire?
A desire to have a kind of a separation mood. A desire of going deeper, even in the deepest moments.
Oh yeah. That's natural. I have that. That's all the time, every time.
Yeah.
You wanting more. Yeah, just like the mirror of that is the sex act with the woman and the man.
Knowing that there is more,
Yeah, they want to go
that
more. They want to go deeper.
no,
More. Yeah, well, that's spiritually too. The reflection is the reflection of the truth. Yeah, you want to go deeper in there. And that's yeah. Just want to. It's the greed. That's called spiritual greed. You want to eat more.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Excellent. What is this? Freddie replying to Freddie. Okay, it's oh God, I didn't even look. Sorry, people. I wasn't even looking at any of the comments or anything.
So many.
Oh my God, look at this. That's good. It shows you a lot of people get some thinking. I'll read over the comments later. I'll read the last one. We don't want liberation of living with Krishna on his planet. We only want our devotional service. Okay, what's the mind here? I always think that when my clothes are brand new, are the coolest. Yeah. I'll read later. I think I need to stop. Where's the Fanny song? Any other question you got there, Lolita? Nope.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting Hari's name.
Peace.
Haribo, Haribo.